Sean Diddy Combs is once again at the center of a storm. With his federal sentencing just days away, his lawyers argue he's already suffered enough behind bars. But now, a brand new lawsuit threatens to pile on even more trouble. This time, it's not a stranger. It's his longtime personal stylist who says he lived through a decade-long nightmare of abuse at Diddy's hands. And as prosecutors push for more prison time, the music mogul's empire is crumbling before our eyes. So the big question is, will the judge show mercy? Or is this the final chapter in Diddy's career and reputation? To understand the weight of this lawsuit, you need to know who Deontay Nash is. Nash wasn't some distant outsider. He was Diddy's personal stylist, part of his inner circle for years. He traveled with him, worked day and night under intense pressure, and had a front-row seat to the lifestyle of one of hip-hop's most powerful figures. But by 2018, Nash says he walked away. Still, according to him, the threats and intimidation never really stopped. And that's what makes his lawsuit so explosive. This isn't just another accuser coming forward. This is someone who lived inside Diddy's world for more than a decade. Nash's lawsuit lays out a disturbing picture of life working for Diddy, what he describes as a nightmare that lasted nearly 10 years. According to the complaint, Nash endured constant sexual harassment and repeated assaults. He says Diddy used his position of power to cross boundaries, manipulate him, and blur the lines between professional duties and personal control. But it didn't stop there. Nash claims he was physically abused, shoved, grabbed, and manhandled whenever Diddy felt like asserting dominance. There were endless tests of loyalty, psychological manipulation, and threats designed to keep him trapped. The lawsuit even accuses Diddy of labor trafficking, forcing Nash to work under extreme, unreasonable demands, with no escape from the pressure or control. And perhaps most chilling of all, Nash says the threats escalated to warnings of physical harm and even death. Together, these allegations paint a toxic, dangerous environment where Nash claims he was stripped of his freedom and forced to survive under fear, intimidation, and violence. To put this new lawsuit into perspective, remember, Diddy just came off a major federal trial this summer. Prosecutors had charged him with racketeering and sex trafficking, charges that could have put him away for decades. In the end, the jury acquitted him on those counts. But it wasn't a total victory. Diddy was still convicted on 2 counts of interstate prostitution, and that's why he's now awaiting sentencing. Deontay Nash wasn't just watching this trial from the sidelines. He was inside the courtroom, testifying as a key witness. And at the time, he told defense lawyers he wasn't thinking about suing Diddy. His focus, he said, was just on getting through the ordeal. But according to Nash, being forced to testify gave him something he didn't have before: courage. Courage to finally step forward, reclaim his voice, and take legal action of his own. The lawsuit filed in Los Angeles lays out 11 separate allegations, ranging from human trafficking and assault to battery and sexual battery. It's a sweeping case that paints Diddy as not just an abuser, but someone who systematically trapped Nash in a cycle of control. Nash's lawyers are demanding compensatory damages, coverage for emotional distress, punitive damages meant to punish Diddy, plus lost wages and the costs of the lawsuit itself. But they insist this case isn't simply about a payout. In their words, it's about accountability, about holding Diddy responsible for years of alleged abuse, and finally delivering justice to someone who says he lived in fear for far too long. Diddy's legal team wasted no time firing back. His attorney, Erica Wolf, dismissed the lawsuit outright, calling Deontay Nash another opportunist looking to profit off his proximity to a celebrity. She insisted that Diddy has never sexually assaulted anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. Wolf also reminded the public that in his recent federal trial, the jury cleared him of the most serious charges. And her message was clear: Diddy plans to fight this case head-on, confident that, in her words, the truth will prevail again in a court of law. It's the same narrative his team has pushed all along, that the accusations are fueled by money and attention, not fact. For Deontay Nash, this lawsuit isn't just a legal move, it's personal. In his own words, he says Diddy has never taken accountability for the years of harm he inflicted, and that the abuse left a lasting impact on his life. Nash describes the moment he finally felt free, saying he has reclaimed his voice after years of silence and fear. But even now, he admits that he still wakes up each day worried about his safety, still haunted by the threats that once kept him under control. He credits the criminal trial with giving him the courage to come forward. Had he not been subpoenaed, his lawyers say, he might never have found the strength to take this step. For Nash, this case is about more than court documents or damages. It's about telling the world the truth of what he says he endured and the human cost of living in Diddy's shadow for so many years. All eyes are now on October 3rd, when Diddy is scheduled to be sentenced on his criminal convictions. Whatever the judge decides, this new civil lawsuit ensures his legal troubles are far from over. The case filed by Deontay Nash will run parallel to Diddy's criminal outcomes, setting the stage for a long and messy battle. Civil lawsuits like this can drag on for years, with endless filings, motions, and appeals. But one thing is certain: it keeps Diddy locked in the headlines, his reputation under constant scrutiny, and his future in music and business hanging by a thread. Courtrooms will ultimately decide Sean Diddy Combs' fate, but in the court of public opinion, the battle is far from over. With a new lawsuit, lingering criminal convictions, and intense media scrutiny, his story is still unfolding before our eyes. What do you think about Deontay Nash's allegations and this latest legal battle? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Papaya Room, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates on this developing story.